Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. Lots of exciting stuff to talk about today. Gonna get right to it. This guy is Dark Days The Casting #1. Following up from Dark Days The Forge that you got a couple of weeks ago. If you happen to miss out on that, we still got a few copies left. These are prequels to what will be Dark Days Metal, the big DC Rebirth event. They are unlocking a Pandora's box of the entire DCU history in this book. So if you're a DC fan, if you're any kind of superhero fan, this is really, really fun stuff. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. Really encourage you to grab that Forge, grab this week's The Casting, get ready for Metal. Really, really awesome stuff. Big, big stuff going on in the DCU. And it's Legacy Week, which means we get the three heavy hitters. Action Comics, the book that started it all. Detective Comics, the book that brought you Batman. And Wonder Woman, one of the biggest characters on the planet these days. This is Wonder Woman number 26. Starts the next arc. All of the first 3 volumes of this book finished up in last issue 25. So if for some reason you haven't been following Wonder Woman, here's your chance to jump in on that. Then we got a bunch of team books like Justice League of America, Batman's Covert Ops Team, Titans, Suicide Squad with an especially awesome Whilst Portacio cover. Good stuff there. Red Hood and the Outlaws, especially cool. This book has Bizarro in it. If you're not reading Red Hood, you're really missing out these days. And watching Bizarro take on Solomon Grundy is pretty darn awesome. So check that one out this week. And Batgirl and the Birds of Prey rounds out your many team-up books for the week. This is the one where Catwoman hooks up with the team. Good stuff there. Supergirl and Superwoman and New Superman, along with the aforementioned Action, make this a big week for the super books. A lot going on in the super titles, and they're all selling really well, really popular. Again, if for some reason you're holding out on the super books, grab this week's Action, grab one of these other ones that I'm talking about, and see what all the hubbub's about. Flash, like Wonder Woman, one of the biggest characters on the planet these days. Seems like every day somebody walks into my shop looking to start comics because they saw Flash on TV and they're really into it. This is a great issue. It's been a great book. If, again, you're not following Flash, grab that first trade paperback, catch up to the recent issues. The book is really something else. And Hal Jordan with your cool Kyle Rayner cover rounds out your DC Rebirth stuff for the week, but there's always more DC to talk about. The American Way is your Vertigo book for the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Vertigo book on your list. Bug, The Adventures of Forager is your Young Animal book of the week, if you like that kind of quirky stuff. And Scooby Apocalypse, one of the best books DC does, is your Hanna-Barbera reboot book of the week. Everybody loves some Scooby. We'll be talking a little more about him when we get to the All Ages stuff. Great week for Marvel, guys. Let's talk some Secret Empire. A lot of Secret Empire tie-ins this week. Amazing Spider-Man. This guy's certainly getting a lot of attention these days. We were talking about the movie in our latest podcast. You can check that out. Love these Alex Ross covers. Uncanny Avengers 25. X-Men Blue. Great to see how well all this X-Men stuff is being received. X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold selling like crazy. And this one they're taking on Hydra. Secret Warriors. And Deadpool rounds out your Secret Empire tie-in books for the week. Like I always say, you don't have to read all this different stuff if you're just following the main book. But if you are following the main book and, then they tie into your basic titles, and that's all fun stuff. Weapon X with your Hulkverine. It's another one of the new big hot books Marvel has these days. This is part 3 of their little crossover adventure. Old Man Logan taking on the Maestro. This is number 26. 25 super sold out, so we're waiting on the reprint for that one. Hope you already picked it up. If you didn't, just jump into 26 and watch Old Man Logan take on the Maestro, because that's always awesome. Jean Grey And Generation X. Round out your X books for the week. Spider-Man 2 is probably one of the bigger books for this week. Spider-Man 1 came out a few years ago. It was the original meeting of the Marvel Universe and the Ultimate Universe. Can pick up the trade paperback for that one when you grab this week's Spider-Man number 2. Don't really want to say too much about this. I'll let the internet spoil the premise for you. Good stuff there. The Defenders, number 3. This book has exploded out of the gate for all of you Netflix Marvel fans, of which I am one. Love that Daredevil and Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. They're all in here. And it's got the Punisher. Good stuff. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme is one of the Doctor's many books that are out these days. Good stuff. Black Panther and the Crew. Speaking of guys with multiple books, this is your third Black Panther title because he's awesome enough to carry 3 books. Been a lot of rumor of cancellation for this title, but I don't know, keeps right on rolling because everybody loves Black Panther. And if you don't love Black Panther, you're going to next year when the movie comes, so you might as well jump in on the book now. Rocket is your Guardians of the Galaxy book for the week because everybody loves that little, what is it, trash panda. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is your Ladies of Marvel book for the week. We got a couple of Venoms. This is Edge of Venomverse number 1. Or number 2, I'm sorry. Number 1, super sold out. And, well, frankly, this number 2 is pretty much already sold out too. So I hope you put this on your sub list after number 1 came out. Otherwise, you're probably waiting for the reprint. And your regular Venom book for the week, because everybody loves some Venom. And, of course, always a little Star Wars to talk about. This is your latest issue of Darth Vader, number 3. This book's super awesome. Picks up at a different point in the timeline from the previous Darth Vader series. Don't really need to talk too much about it because everybody's already reading all the Star Wars stuff, like Dr. Aphra, one of the coolest new characters coming to the Star Wars universe. We're anxious to see if she's going to show up in the movies. Great week for the Marvel guys. A good week for everybody else too. In lieu of a Mike Mignola or a Joss Whedon book, American Gods is my Dark Horse book of the week. It would probably be Dark Horse book of the week anyway, because the show's awesome. Neil Gaiman's awesome. Always encouraging you guys to have a Dark Horse book on your list. And Gru starts a new series this week. Normally this would have waited till the All Ages section, but in lieu of other Dark Horse books, love any opportunity I get to talk about Sergio Aragonés. This book has been running for decades. It's awesome. It's hilarious. Like I say, just can't say enough about Sergio or about Gru. Everybody should have anything Sergio on their list. Good week for the Image guys. Kill or Be Killed is an Image book you've probably been waiting for. Or Deadly Class by my man Rick Remender. Really dig pretty much anything that guy does. Eternal Empire is my Image book of the week because I love Jonathan Luna. Love anything from the Luna brothers. Pick up, well, all the stuff they've done. Like a lot of publishers, always encouraging you guys to have an Image book on your list. If you're one of those Marvel or DC hardcore folks, get to the Image website and find a book that's good for you because they do all kinds of great stuff. Like Mage, The Hero Defined. I guess this one is The Hero Denied. If you don't know what Mage is, you've got to do a little research. Matt Wagner is an all-time great. This is one of the books that made the 90s great. Despite the reputation that 90s comics have, there are a ton of good books back in the day, and this was one of them. You can grab the trade paperback. The new printing of the original series is also out this week. This book is only $2, so pick that up and you'll know what I'm talking about. Great week for Dynamite too. Sovereigns is a book I like a lot because it takes your classic Gold Key guys and slaps them together. Magnus Robot Fighter, Turok Dinosaur Hunter, Solar, Man of the Atom, though I think it's Woman of the Atom in this new series. But this one takes place sort of at the end of the timeline, as you can see, because it's called The End of the Golden Age. Dynamite does a million great books. One of my favorite publishers, like Game of Thrones. I myself have never seen Game of Thrones. I know, stop throwing things at the camera. But you love Game of Thrones, so you probably want to pick up the comic. Centipede! Now that's more my style. Yes, the classic Atari game got its own comic. Dynamite's rolling out quite a few of these. Love some Centipede. Love seeing video games turned into comics. Good stuff there. Good week for Boom Studios too. How about a couple Planet of the Apes books? Here's Green Lantern Planet of the Apes number 6 of 6. Can pick up all the issues of this one. You guys know I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan, so I've been loving this series, and I've been excited about this one. This is War of the Planet of the Apes. Not exactly an adaptation for the movie. Stuff taking place in that universe. Like I said, everybody knows I can't get enough Planet of the Apes. Micronauts. It's your IDW book of the week, along with Optimus Prime. IDW does a great job with all their Transformers stuff. If the movie offends you, then come in and pick up some Transformers comics and satiate your love of the Transformers. Josie and the Pussycats is my Archie book of the week. Really encouraging you guys to pick up some Archie, like Sabrina last week, one of the best books out there. Afterlife with Archie, Reggie, Archie, Betty and Veronica. This week's Josie and the Pussycats. Good stuff. And Animosity from Aftershock Comics. Don't talk a lot about Aftershock, but Animosity is one of the biggest new books to come along in a long, long time. If you don't know the gist of this, grab that first trade paperback, catch up to the recent issue. Cool sci-fi horror kind of blend. Good stuff there. And a great week for the kids' books too. Thanos shows up in Guardians of the Galaxy. You didn't know Guardians of the Galaxy had an all-ages book, did you? If you got a little one in your life, or if you just like something that's a little lighter than the usual PG-13 style superhero comics, Marvel has a whole line of all-ages stuff that's really good, and everybody loves Thanos. Mighty Mouse number 2. Great to see Mighty Mouse back in comics. Still got a couple copies of the first issue left. Really neat new take on this title. It's kind of Mighty Mouse, the animated character in our real world. Fun stuff. Love me some Mighty Mouse. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Mentioned earlier we'd be getting back to Scoob. This is your more classic Scooby-Doo in the all-ages original animated series style. Everybody loves Scooby and Shaggy. SpongeBob SquarePants and Uncle Scrooge round out your all-ages stuff for the week. Always talking about what a great job they're doing with these Disney books. Love seeing Disney back in comics. Great stuff. But that's not all we have for you for this week. I want to mention that this evening kicks off the Black Cat Comics Rock and Milpitas pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con. Tonight is the preview night for subscribers only. Got a huge sale going on. If you spend $50 or more, you get 50% off your transaction. So your transaction's half price if you spend more than $50. Great deal for all you subs. So come on down. We're going to have some snacks and we're going to be hanging out. So you don't have to buy anything. Just show up and absorb some of our appreciation for all our great subs who keep us rolling each and every week. And then the whole rest of the week is open for all the rest of you. Tomorrow we've got our live podcast at 6 o'clock. Come on down and check out our pedantic podcast with me, Marcus, and Chris as we rap about this week's new fun stuff. And then Friday is movie night. Saturday we got all kinds of panels. Sunday is the swap meet. Check the events page at blackcatcomics.biz for all of the awesome details. It's also all spelled out in the newsletter this week. Make sure you get down here. It's tons of fun. We love the Black Cat Comics Rock and Milpitas pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con. Lots and lots of fun stuff, so do not miss out. And then, of course, next week we're off to the real Comic-Con down in San Diego. We'll be bringing you updates and we'll be bringing back all kinds of great vintage comics and exclusives, so make sure you keep up with all that too. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at blackcatcomics.biz, check out our Facebook page, check out the podcast at soundcloud.com, or just get on down here to Rock and Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.